Yeah, it is really my pleasure doing this. So, as I mentioned earlier, I was a little nervous when I started speaking. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, I said something that was interesting or made you know something new that you didn't know before. And I love the school. It's beautiful. What I wanted to say before I let you ask me some question is, it was really difficult again to really became I was battling, even when I wanted to marry my wife, who was Christian actually. I have many of my family members who were opposing this. They were telling me that I'm Muslim and not married Christian. And when I finally convinced them, my dad was standing like by me. One of my uncles, he was really opposing this. When I finally convinced him, he asked me, well, really, you want to marry her? I said, yeah. He said, is she really rich? It's kind of, I mean, crazy, but anyway, we were able to get married, and I just live a very beautiful life, and I try every day to learn more about Christianity. I do go to the church, but she does go to the mosque, so we become even closer. Understanding Christianity just makes me respect all believers in a better way, and also better know Muslims, because in all religions there are bad people, there are good people, but I do believe that religions are for our benefit, for our good things, to make us a better people. And I'm just dedicating all my life to do something back for my country, but also here. Again, I want my daughter to have a better life. That is why I wanted to do something. Gandhi says, if you, that quote about change, I can forget it. If you want to see change, exactly, thank you. Yeah, be the change you wanted to see in the world. Exactly. You don't just wait and let others change it, but you should be the change you wanted to see in the world. And I really encourage you to participate, be part of any organizations. This would not only help others, but it will help you too to change your perspective. You will enjoy it. You will meet new people, you will know new things that you will never know them if you didn't participate. And life isn't just about us, and you will enjoy it more even when you help others to change their life. So I encourage you, please ask me any questions. Don't hesitate. Anything you want to know about Sudan, about myself, about just anything, please ask them.
What would you say was the turning point in your life when your perspective changed?
It was first the university, because I wasn't really in a diverse place. Diversity is always good, and your school is so diverse, which is really good. When you don't get the chance to be with other people, you don't really know them. So it's always good to be with other people. When you know them, you respect them. You don't say things that offend them. You don't hurt them. So the only way to have a unity and have good relationship with people is to know them. And the only way to know them is really, to be with them or to have time with them. So I didn't get that chance because I was raised in only like Muslim dominant place. And unfortunately, even our Islam wasn't that kind of, like the real Islam, the good Islam. It was very radical. It was political Islam. Because the government, uses the Islam for its own purpose. I know, I'm sure you know that in other religions too, there are people who use the religion for their own benefits. And this happens through all the history. So I didn't get the chance to know Christians. That is why I was raised up to hate them. I was taught that they were less. They deserve to be killed. Or they have to convert and be Muslim. So unity for us was the unity of Muslims, not the unity of Sudanese people. That is actually one of the main reasons why South Sudanese people, when they had the referendum, they choose to separate. It was very painful for us to see our country divided into two. And the sad thing, even South Sudan after separated, they still have their own war. And we still have our own war. So war didn't end. It is, so diversity was not the problem. But the problem, we didn't know how to like live in that kind of diverse. And Sudan, just like America, has people of all kind of colors, many religions, everything. If we used it in a good way, we would have been like one of the most powerful African countries. But we didn't use it. We used the diversity to actually marginalize other groups, and we wanted them to just be like us. So, being in the university was a big chance. More when I met Maluko through Sudan Sunrise, it was just so touching for me to know how tolerant he was. That was very touching. And I learned a lot because Sudan Sunrise have given me opportunities to be with people who like one day I considered as an enemy. So when I go there, build the schools and build churches, I got to feel like I'm just one of them. Like everything. The only difference is I was just Muslim and they were Christian, and so I changed a lot through doing things in Sudan Sunrise. And my point here is, whenever you get the chance to be with people, especially when you help them, that would not only change them, but it will change you too, become a better person.
I was just like wondering why the rule of family is so important to you, and do you think that you would marry your wife if you did that?
Yes, in Africa it's a little bit difficult. That is actually a smart question. I'm sure in America here, people, they respect your choice. I know you may, hear some advices from here and there, but the last decision, the final decision is yours. But in Africa, we have big families, we kind of respect elders, and somehow we have to follow what they say. It has its good part, but also it has its negative part. You don't really get to be independent. It is hard to marry someone if all your family are not accepting. They have to accept you. They have to say okay. So it is not just your decision, but it's your father's, uncles, and sometimes even people who are not related to you. They can be part of that decision. So if you did it without their, agreement, you will be isolated because they consider you as like you disrespect them, you don't listen to them. It's really hard. It's a little bit changing now. Culture changes, but it's still kind of difficult. So I knew I was going to do it, but it took some time to convince them to be smart to them and be like sticking out. What is that?
Play basketball.
Oh, true. I wish I could, but yeah, Darfur, where I grew up, is really very cool region. It is funny because playing basketball or soccer or football, it is fun, and this should be part of our life. But in Darfur, because it is so poor region, believe it or not, we don't have even our basic rights. And some of the people, they are trying just to have the right of being alive, because you can expect to be killed anytime. I mentioned earlier that we still have a genocide going on, which is really sad. So you don't even have like time to think about entertaining ourselves because we had to survive. You have to work to like feed yourself and keep yourself safe. So basket is not really that popular in Sudan, even though in South Sudan it's very popular. People are taller. Mahmoud when he like appeared as a star, became even more popular. I wish I could play basketball, but I love soccer. I did play it when I joined the university. I love soccer a lot. And yeah, obviously you play basketball, right? You look like a good player. Isn't he?
Rudwan, let me add a word. Manu, at the time of his life that he and Rudwan were friends, Manu was suffering from problems with his knees and he stopped playing basketball. He's now deceased, but Rudwan knew him for several years.
Yeah, but Sudan Samba is also trying to have like a tournament in South Sudan, trying to have other
Tribes that are fighting.
right, the tribes that are fighting right now. Sudan Samba is trying to bring them together to have like a tournament in South Sudan, and some people were even thinking of collecting like iron and sending them back because sport can heal and sport can unite people. Look at the World Cup, everybody comes together to unite. So sport will be always good, yes.
Do you ever have doubts of what you were doing? Like, I know when you are in that violence and you are doing something that could put yourself at risk and people around you at risk, did you ever doubt what you were doing with Sudan Sunrise and stuff like that?
No, I never had a doubt. In fact, I was always very determined because I reached to the point where I knew I was doing good. And sometimes, you could be doing something you think it is fact or truth or good, but you may find out later it is not. But I was very clear that what I was doing in Sudan Sunrise, it does help unite people, it does bring reconciliation, it does help them to change their perspective, even though I was opposed by many people. For example, when we had the initiative of building the church, people were so angry, even my close friends, because they just think that I'm a Muslim, I shouldn't do this. Some have even like accused me of converting to Christianity. And this was being said also by the government of Sudan. They were saying that I converted to Christianity. That is why I was building the church. But to me, it was bigger than the church. It was a project of reconciliation. It was a project of changing perspective, especially of young people. So young people in Sudan are more open now, more tolerant than our younger generation who caused the war. So it is good that the world is changing now, and there are many resources to know the fact that I had never had a doubt. In fact, when I hear people criticizing me, it just makes me even more determined and more like desire to do it. Yeah. But it is good to have the doubt actually always, not like believe 100%. It's good to have the doubt sometimes in life. Yeah.
They said we can have like a sports game or something in that kind of thing, so like they can have like sports with other tribes and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like a lot of times it's a really bad thing that people associate culture with sports. I mean,
I get your point, but this is not actually, it has nothing to do with politics. It is a project to reconcile with people. It is a social project because when people fight, I mean, I'm talking specifically about Dinka and Nuer in South Sudan. They're fighting. It is a tribalism. It is like it is a conflict. It is war between them. It is not even like political war. It is just a tribalism. But to solve it, politics by itself cannot solve this kind of war. So what we're trying to do when you use sport, you're not doing any politics. You're actually using sport to solve a social problem. So this is what we're basically trying to do. And sport can heal. Actually, politics can divide, but sport can unite. So what divided the people in South Sudan? It is politics. It is tribalism, there's many historical things, but sport, one of the things can heal that. Because when people come together, sport is always like, people respect each other, and even when like you defeat your enemy or something like that, you still kind of shake hands, do this kind of thing. So we're using sport, we're not doing any politics to do that. It's just sport that can solve this kind of problem. Hopefully I answered the question.
Oh, it's more like a friendly game.
Right, yes, exactly, it's a
Oh.
friendly game, yeah, it is, yeah.
What was in your mind when you were in the middle of changing from when you were at the university, when you first arrived? What was going on in your mind?
Oh, it was really hard. It was very hard because on my first day going to the university, I saw people were demonstrating in the street because one of the journalists was accused, like they were saying that he has written some things that are offensive to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Of course, as a Muslim, or anyone, I'm sure, they don't want like their religions to be offended. But before even knowing the fact, when I saw people were protesting on the street, were saying, "Kill this journalist! We want to kill him! We want to kill him! Whatever." I just jumped from the bus and I joined them, and I was supposed to go to the university on my first day to register. I forgot about that, and I joined them. I was crying. I was on my tears because somebody hurt my prophet before even knowing the fact. And at that moment, if actually I met the guy who were accused to be offensive to our prophet, I would have killed him. I would have done something really stupid. So that changed 2 days after. On my first 2 weeks, the good thing in Sudanese universities, there are a lot of just clubs, like what you do, and also what we call the political discussions. So when I heard many different views of different parties, that kind of made me doubt of what I believe in. Even made me think back to when I thought about Americans as they're like bad people. I'm sure we all remember 9/11. It was really sad. But believe it or not, and again, this is so hard for me even to talk about it. When 9/11 happened, I was in high school, just like you. We were happy. We were happy that Americans are America's destroyed by our Muslim hero. So sad. Sorry. But that would happen. I thought Bin Laden was a hero. I thought Americans are my enemies. Now I not only regret it, but I want to fight any kind of this radical stuff. Sorry, because I just can't believe that I was that close minded. I can't believe that I used to hate others. I'm just so thankful that I changed. So sorry. I'm just so thankful that I changed. I'm so thankful that I'm very open now to all. I later found out that I was just simply brainwashed. I'm sure you all now know a lot of things going on. These kind of things. These are just those who join ISIS. They know nothing about Islam. I'm sure Sister here agree with me. They are simply brainwashed. And countries like Sudan, government used to control how they think. It wasn't easy for me to change. Like, just think about it. You believe that a group of people are less than you. Either if, like, because they are different from you, or because of how they look, or because of what they believe in, took me a while, and I was battling that. But thank God I was able to change. That is why I'm so determined now to help many people change, to become a better. So it's just really, really hard to think about it. But the university helped me a lot. Sudan Surprise helped me more. Rudwan Dawod inspired me more. And I'm just trying to thank you for the question. Any other questions?
Going through the really hard times where you thought that this was you would.
What is that again, sir?
What kept you going through the hard times that you experienced? Where you thought that that you might not survive through?
Oh, when I was first doing or?
Just any part of your life.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I can't repeat you. Sorry.
What kept you going through your life? Like, yeah, what motivated you to keep going?
Oh, yeah. What motivated me, I realized that the world is way bigger than the place I used to live. The humanity is way bigger than the religion I believe in. The people aren't just those who look like me or have the same culture or share the same values. I realized that the world is bigger. So to understand the world, I had to change. I had to change my perspectives. And when I realized that there are way good values, it just motivated me to learn more about them. And when I knew that change is really good, especially when you change things to a positive, I wanted to change not only my life, but I wanted to help change others too. So I have a dream of seeing peaceful world, not just a peaceful Sudan. I have a dream of seeing a united citizenship of the world. I have a dream of seeing just kids who can grow up in a better place. That what keeps me motivated and just become a better person.
Excuse me, we have to go to Simpson Middle School, so we have some people working for us there. So.
And then last year, thank you. Okay, gonna move.
Make it quick though now.
Do you intend on expanding your mission globally? Because you're talking about how you wanted to, work with everybody.
Yes, I do, and actually, I love to even visit more countries and go more places, have more experience. Because again, whenever you meet new people, new culture, you just learn more. Traveling is so good. Learning new culture is so good. Knowing anything new is good. So I encourage you to travel, not just outside, but even inside America. Try to know others who have like different things from you, and that would help you to become a better person.
Let's give him a round of applause.